What's going on? What's good, family? Listen, welcome to today's video, man. Listen, I am your host, Byron Sellers. I am one half of the Mobile Home Elite Investors, co-founder of Mobile Home Elite Investors. And if you work in a 9 to 5 and you want to start wholesaling mobile homes, this is exactly for you. All right. So I want to share some steps to help not only help you get started, but show you how to manage your time, give you some actionable steps that you can have so you can succeed in this business. And listen, man, you definitely want to stay tuned. We're going to dive deep. This is an impromptu class. The replay will be available, but I got y'all covered, man. So y'all, come on, man. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's get right into it, y'all. So first and foremost, man, I truly appreciate y'all for tapping in. Do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this channel if you're on YouTube. Do the same thing if you are on Facebook. And also, let me know where you checking in from, right? Drop in the comments where you checking in from. I'm checking in from Tampa, Florida. Um, and I'm super excited to come on this live because I really, really want to dive in today how to wholesale mobile homes with a 9 to 5, right? So this is a beginner's guide. Again, I appreciate y'all tapping in. And we really, really want to talk about that because this is one of the things I wish I knew at the beginning of our career, right? Of in mobile home investing. I wish I knew about wholesaling. I would have definitely took a different approach, but everything happens for a reason, right? We was able to fix and flip some mobile homes and we made it happen. And again, things it, we still in a good position, you know what I'm saying? So man, shout out to Bina from Queens for definitely checking in from YouTube. I truly appreciate y'all, man. So what is wholesaling? All right. What is wholesaling? If you're brand new to it, wholesaling means where you find a mobile home that a seller wants to sell, aka they have a problem. All right. They have a problem because they need to sell his home. Then you match that home with a buyer and you make a profit by assigning the agreement. All my students always know I say like saying agreement, but the contract to a buyer for a fee. So you're not actually purchasing the mobile home, you are the connector, right? So this works really good for a lot of people who's starting out who don't have the most capital, basically, or you don't have a lot of upfront capital to go buy a mobile home. So I like talking about this strategy, and I'm gonna give y'all some examples of how this really works. Because if you're a hustler, I'll just say this: if you're a hustler, if you're willing to work, again, if you have a 9 to 5, and you willing to work from your 6 to 10, if you're willing to talk to people, have conversations, and you're willing to hustle, you can do this while you work your job, right? While you have your career. And the biggest challenge though, when we talk about wholesaling mobile homes is time management. It's time, right? That's one of the biggest challenges I see people have is time, balancing work and wholesaling. Let's be real, right? Let's just be real, right? That balance is tough, right? You can put yes in the chat if you like, man, Byron, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know if I have the time to even do this. Like, I hear you, bro, but I don't even know if I got the time, right? Because listen, I got my full time, right? My commute to work is crazy, or hey, I work from home, but I got the kids, I got a lot that's going on. But what if I told you we can help you develop a system to save time and to stay consistent at this business, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to see this as a business. If you want to create the side hustle, by any means, we should always look at this like a lucrative business. All right, you following me? All right, cool. So let's talk about it. Right? Let's talk about the step-by-step process. So the first thing most people want to skip over is like, okay, teach me how, yo. Teach me the game. Teach me the game goes, right? And one of the things you have to do, you can never overlook, is you got to know your market. You have to know your market. So you need to look for mobile. So for beginners, I would encourage to look for mobile homes that is not only in your market, But look for opportunity. You want to look for mobile home parks. So how do I find some mobile home parks? Well, if you're new to this, your first time watching this video, one of the steps is you want to go to Google Maps. Okay, you want to go to Google Maps, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull up Google Maps myself, so that way, because again, I want to be able to show you what we doing, right? So you understand. So let me go ahead and pull up Google Maps. Let me share my screen with y'all. And actually, let me put it. I'm gonna put it somewhere else because I ain't about to got my you ain't about to have my address. Right? So we're gonna do Google Maps. Let's say we're gonna say I'm gonna do Atlanta, Georgia. All right. So let me pull up Google Maps for Atlanta, right? And so hold on, let me share my screen with y'all. I had to fix that first. If y'all follow me. All right. So hold on. Okay, cool. So we got Atlanta, Georgia, right? So since we're in Atlanta, I'm gonna type in, for example, it says mobile home parks, but I'm gonna say mobile home parks near Atlanta. Now, what I like, look what come up. These little red pins, right? These are the mobile home parks that are near Atlanta. Now, the more I zoom out, the more I get. Atlanta Metro. Now, what I love about this is, right? Guess what? If I want to click one, guess what it gives me? It gives me the website, right? It gives me the phone number so I can call this mobile home community. And the key thing, right? Again, as a wholesaler, I want to know who got what. So you probably okay. So how Byron? How do I research my market? Like how do I start? Well, one of the key things, right? Like for one, visit them. You got an off day. Go drive those mobile home parks. And what I would encourage you to do is, if let's say again we're using an example of Atlanta, I want to hit at least these. I want to hit this area right here. If I got time, I want to come up here and go here. And what I want to do is I want to begin driving these communities, driving for dollars, because a lot of times people are like, yo, Byron, well, I mean, can I do this from my phone? Yeah, you can do it from your phone. You can actually do it from your phone. But some of the best deals is going into the community, driving, and I'm looking for sale signs. I'm looking for sale by owner signs. This means that somebody in this community is trying to sell their home. They have a for sale by owner sign. That means that they're trying to sell their mobile home themselves. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So that's one of the first things that we want to research. I want to know because again, let's say if I visit these mobile home parks and I visit and I make a campaign, right? I got to do market research. I say, okay, 2 weeks, we're gonna try to hit as many mobile home parks as we can. And if I even started venturing out, right? I have even more opportunity. Okay. So if I want to go over here, let's say I start going east and I start looking. Let's zoom in a little bit, right? Because Athens, let's say Athens, I begin to look here. I see more, right? Off 20. So it gives me just more. The more I do this, the more I'm able to put myself in a position to get some good, strong leads, right? So that's just one of the things. Now, okay, you're like, okay, that's cool, but anything else? What if I live in, for example, I think of Bean lives in Queens. Ain't no mobile home parks near me. I live in Queens. All right, like, oh, I live in Chicago. That's where we from. I live in Chicago. Ain't nothing really near me. That's when you start looking at like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, look on Zillow for mobile homes for sale. Right? That is something you can do. Now, the step 3, right? We're gonna go kind of to we market research. Well, and actually, this is step 2. But the way sometimes people are like, okay, well, I need to find sellers first. I need to find who's selling a mobile home, even though I gave you that. But if you want to be a good wholesaler, you got to go find the money. Go find buyers. Go find buyers. You first of all, you can find out in your own network, family, friends, colleagues. Yo, listen, are any of y'all interested in mobile homes? Any of y'all are interested in some rentals, fixing and flipping? Like I'm your go-to person. Hit social media, posts. Hey, listen, what's going on? I got some cash flowing mobile home. I got some mobile homes that can be some great properties, and you break the numbers down. The biggest thing for a buyer is I need to see the numbers. Like how I know this, especially if I don't know nothing about this. Because the average person gonna look at you like, hold on. Mobile trailers, bro. Trailers, sis. This is what you talking about right now. You selling trailers. Come on, get out of my face. Which they may not understand. But somebody, if you're able to break down the numbers and say, well, listen, I'm coming across mobile homes, just letting you all know I can get you all mobile homes. I can get you all homes, right? Manufactured homes. Switch the language. I can get you manufactured homes anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000. I can get you some off market deals, a little bit less than that, and you can turn around. Look at the numbers based on the community that I've been looking in. The ARV is about $40,000, $50,000. You only need to put about 10K into it. Ask them like, wait, hold on. Or, well, listen, you could pick up this manufactured home for possibly 10, 15, or whatever that may be. In California, you may get this mobile home for 40, $50,000, but you can rent it out and make an additional. It depends if it's in a mobile home park. You can get an additional 600 to $1,000 based on just because of the market rent, right? Say the average rent. I'm gonna say hypothetically. Let's say the average rent for a 3-bedroom in City of Commerce, California, right? I'm gonna look it up real quick because I don't want to give y'all no fluctuating numbers. But the reason why I say California, because people always tell me like, well, what about California? All right, what about let's see, average rent. Let me share my screen with y'all. Yeah, let's look at this, right? Median rent, Commerce, California, 2,600. $2,600. So let's say, for example, let's say we are in a mobile home community that the lot rent is $800, right? Let's say $900. So we say we're gonna put it on the market for 2,600 minus the 800. That's possibly $1,800 in cash flow. Now you tell me you do that in a year, 1,800. That's over $21,000. Now, if you paid $30,000 for the asset, guess what? You you cash flow, you all profit under 24 months. If you explain that to someone and you're a wholesaler, right? It puts them in a better mood. Like, okay, let's get it. Right? Posting groups like, again, our group, Mobile Home Elite Investors. You want to post in different groups, right? You're looking for buyers. Build that. Now let's go step 3. Now we got to look for some homes. Because again, if we find the money first, now we can go look for the homes. We find the money, we can go look for the homes. So now we can build a list of sellers. Now remember, I just showed y'all where to go, right? I showed y'all Google Maps. On Google Maps, we look for those. We're looking for sale signs, and we start compiling a list, right? If you brave enough, now again, there's different strategies in wholesaling. There's a lot of strategies within wholesaling, but I always gonna tell you, you can, when you're starting out, you want to get a feel for which one works the best for you. You can cold call, right? For example, in my Elite Squad network, we always go over, again, different ways on how to cold call, how to get leads. You can put up bandit signs, right? Those are those. I thought I had one in here, but I don't. We buy mobile homes, or we buy houses for cash, right? You can do those strategies. You can do text campaigns, right? If starting out, if you have the means to invest in a CRM system or invest in a system that has text messaging capability, you can blast text messages out. You can run Google advertising, right? You can run Facebook advertising. There's so many ways to get leads, because what people don't understand about wholesaling, it is a marketing business. It's a marketing business. That's what you're doing. You're marketing to find buyers, you're marketing to find sellers. And your job is to connect the two. Now, here's the thing. Some sellers, they may not respond right away. Some sellers may not be ready to sell. But the thing is, what happens is most people give up and they quit because they like, oh, this ain't working. No, you're building rapport. If somebody calls you today and say, hey, listen, you looking to sell your house? You're going to be like, no, don't even call me no more. But then you never know what life throws you. And a lot of times what happens, we're problem solvers, because what happens, life happens. something either A, unfortunate, or A, hey, guess what? They ready to move, they ready to upgrade, they ready to go get another house. Unfortunately, death happens, divorce happens, different things happen in life where somebody say, you know what? I remember Byron hit me up asking, I remember this. Let me see. Let me see. Somebody did look like they were trying to sell my house. Oh, let me hit them up and see if they still do buying mobile homes. The easy leads is somebody saying my house is for sale. I've been trying to sell my house. I haven't been getting success. My house been on the market this long. I tried to work with a realtor, but they didn't help me. Can you help me? Help me, sir. Help me, ma'am. Right? So it's a game of patience because the person you may talk to today may come back 6 months down the line, and guess what? You helped them out as income. That's why you've heard the term pipeline. The goal in wholesaling is to create a pipeline because the marketing, right? I'll give you a perfect example. How many of you all think about? I want you to think about something, right? Think about something you last purchased, right? Something you wanted when you first heard it, something that maybe had been trendy or something like that, right? Whereas you may have heard about it, like, oh, that look cool. You may have saw it. That may look that item may look good on maybe on a celebrity or something like that, or your friend may have had it. And you're like, okay, let me wait on that. Okay, let me learn more about that. And then you saw it more. You begin to see it more. You begin to okay, let me do some research on it. And then you go and get it. Some of y'all impulse buyers, I get it. But some of you all take your time. You may wait. You may even waited for it to get on sale before you even got that thing. Right? So you got to be patient. Sometimes even follow-ups, the key, the sale is in a follow-up. May take 3 times, right? Like some simples, people ask for a script. Hey, hi, listen, my name is Byron. I help connect sellers and buyers for mobile homes. You looking to sell your home? Something sweet. Something sweet. Now, step number 4, right? Step number 4, one of the key things is contracts. Contracts. In my Elite Squad network, we always have contracts, right? I give all my students contracts because that's one of the biggest things, right? We talk about contracts, right? When you have a contract, we go, what contracts do I need? Well, first of all, either a mobile home purchase agreement. All right, that's how you get the seller under contract. And then if you have a buyer, you have an assignment contract. You are signing the rights over of that contract that you have from that seller over to that buyer. That's what you're doing. Sometimes people make this very overcomplicated than what it is. If I can just simplify it for you and you stick to one strategy, it can definitely work for you. Right. So once you have a seller, you get him under contract with a purchase agreement. The purchase agreement is pretty much saying, right? That purchase agreement is saying, I agree to purchase your home, right? Now, think about this. If you're agreeing to purchase a home, you didn't say I'm using my money, right? You saying I'm gonna buy your home. You are gonna buy your home, buy their home with somebody else's money, wholesaling, right? So again, if that seller wants $10,000, but then you're able to go into your buyer and say, listen, I got a home because of your services. That's why you're wholesaling because it's your services. You're helping them find a buyer, and you say, well, listen, I got a home for 14,000. They say, well, I can't do 14, I can do 12. Okay, cool. And you connect them, you make $2,000 just for connecting them. You assign that contract to the buyer. The biggest thing too, people are like, well, how do I keep them separate? You don't have to. You can be honest with both of them. Mr. Seller, this is how I get paid. Your buyer, listen, this is the lead. You wouldn't have that without me. Educate your buyer because what happens? Well, what if he tries to go behind my back? It can happen, but if you educate them, they will know. They will know more, right? They will know why. Now, again, that's a whole nother thing. Again, shout out to my Elite Squad network that they get all of the secret sauce. But tonight, I'm giving y'all the basics, okay? And then, like I said, we talked about that assignment contract. Now, always state your assignment fee in the contract, right? That makes sure that way they know, okay, this is how much you're gonna get paid. Now, let's talk about managing your time. I just gave y'all some how to on how to do that. Let's talk about managing your time, having a career. How can I do that, right? Because time management is key. And a lot of times people overlook that. One of the things that worked for me for the last job that I had, March 3rd, 2017, that was when I was fired. That's when I fired myself from. Then I became an employee of my business, right? But the really helped me was my mornings, my evenings, and I use my weekends. Like you may hear it may sound cliche when you hear other entrepreneurs, especially I'm gonna be real. Like if you 35 up and you kind of been out of the, like out going outside and stuff like that, this is a time when you gotta really key in. Mornings, I'm not a morning person, right? But what I did for myself will work for me in the mornings. I made sure I fed myself with the information. So whether it was some type of podcast, whether it was some YouTube, whether if it was a course, what like I began to feed my mind in the mornings. Now I had gaps in between, right? Whereas at work, I couldn't necessarily wear headphones because I was on the phone a lot. But in those gaps, I would go again, learn. I was really a student. My evenings, right? My evenings was to do production, right? Meaning like I was really trying to produce. Now here's the thing: I didn't learn about mobile home investing until I was fired from my job until November. I wish I would have learned about mobile home investing while I was working. Right? I wish I would have, but that was later on, right? God had a different plans for me. Here's another thing you can do: block 15 to 30 minutes daily just to check leads and make offers. So first of all, look at your calendar. If you're not necessarily looking at your time, like if you have a calendar on your phone or a planner or something like, and it's just blank, and you know mentally, like, okay, cool. Like I wake up, like your schedule is all in your head, right? So for example, you're like, man, listen, I wake up, you know what I'm saying? I make my breakfast. Hey, I got to take the kids up, make sure I wake the kids up. You know, I do all that by 7. I'm out the door. Then I'm at work again from 9 to 5. I take my lunch every day at around 12, 1 o'clock. Then I go pick up the kids. And then after that, I may go hit the gym or something like that, right? Like at maybe 6:30. Something like if you know that and that's up there, what I want to tell you is to really help, put that schedule on your calendar. Put that schedule on your calendar. So now you can actually visually see this. And then that way, what you're able to see is you're able to look at, okay, I got some time blocks. Now, let me start blocking some 15 minutes. So not only I can learn, remember Byron told me if I go look on Facebook Marketplace, if I go look on Zillow, and I can start looking for some leads. Or hey, guess what? I'm talking to somebody. I start talking to people. Man, matter of fact, these are my time slots to even start making some offers. Use Google Calendar. If you like, again, I got an iPhone, so I use the iPhone calendar, iCal, I think it was called, and I connect my Google calendars to it. But a lot of times we can feel overwhelmed, but we don't know where our time is going because we can't physically see our time. But if we put something on a calendar, now we're able to physically see the time and see where the time is going. And we can possibly find gaps to be like, "Well, you know what? I know, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like around this time, I'll probably just turn on the TV. I go binge watch this show, right? Because I get it. Listen, when it's time to grind, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You got to make sacrifices. And that's one of the hardest. Listen, I can look back, and one of the hardest things for me was I was an advocate, basketball, football. I was watching every Chicago Bulls game. Boom, can talk. I was a stat guy, knew all of the stats, talk sports with my homies. Like that's what it was for me. I think I used to do a little do a little gambling and things like that here, but I had to watch the game to know the stats. Like, man, ESPN, I knew it. I was watching all of the first takes. I was watching all of those different shows just to get like facts for sports debates. I had to change that, and that was hard. I played the game. I used to play 2K and stuff like that. Play the game. I did things. I watched some certain shows, and that was in my downtime. But I realized that the only way that I'm going to put myself in a position where or create my own destiny, it's going to have to change, and I'm gonna have to work. I got to grind, right? And That's the biggest thing. If you know your time is going, you start to dedicate and shift that time where it's like, all right, instead of me watching this Netflix show, let me watch this program. Matter of fact, let me watch this YouTube channel and start learning some things that I can learn about mobile home investing and actually sharpen my skills up. Matter of fact, let me join the community because I hear it's like-minded individuals in there, and then Byron actually on there coaching and answering questions. So like, let me join that community, right? Man, let me. It's tough, man. I know, man. Listen, I got to make the sacrifice, and some people gonna look at you like you crazy, but it all pays off. So, you gotta ask yourself, where's my time going now? The next thing is, right, as you grow to listen, your 9 to 5, your career is your employee. I mean, is your investor. You want to begin to automate tasks. Listen, we are in an automated AI world right now. AI can help lessen a lot of things. Some of us may not understand AI, but it's here to help us. And there's a lot of tools out there, right? Tool we use called Taskify, right? It's a tool that we use, and I'm gonna put this in the notes below that helps. That's a one-stop shop, right? So again, I mean, literally leads, texts, social media, all this all in one. There's literally this system that helps. That guess what? When well, it ain't sending text messages when I'm asleep, but let's say I want to take a nap during the day and sending out texts to sellers, sending out texts to buyers, managing my leads, telling me what's opportunity, telling me when to follow up, sending follow up texts for me, making sure it's telling me to call, right? Call on a lead. Man, in fact, look, hey, we just got a mobile home park lead. Call it like it's automating a lot of the tasks, and it's a lot of things, and it saves you hours a week. Right. So some of you are in a position where you can invest in that, right? You can do that. But I always like teaching y'all the basics first. Then the thing is key metrics for success. You gotta have metrics. You got to measure your progress. That's another thing. People just want to hustle, hustle, grind, grind, grind. But where are you going? You can hustle, 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 hustle. But if you don't know where you're going, or you don't necessarily have an objective or goal to hit, then it's not gonna get there. You're not gonna get there, right? So, for example, like set your goal. This is how many sellers I'm going to contact this week, right? If I choose to drive for dollars, I'm going to hit this many mobile home parks. I'm gonna be on Facebook. I'm gonna reach out to this amount of sellers. I'm make sure it's always a high number. Buyers, right? How many buyers? Go out, network. You could possibly meet cash buyers. Cash buyers don't necessarily have to be the end buyer, meaning they gonna live in a home. Cash buyers can be an investor who want to flip it. That's what I love about mobile homes. When I tell people what I do, like, oh yeah, I'm like mobile homes. I heard about that. I never thought about that. Tell me more. Oh yeah, yeah. Like no, seriously, the mobile homes. Listen, if what do you do? You already do single family homes? Let me ask you, how many single family home units you got? Oh, nice, nice, nice. You ever thought about adding some mobile homes in your portfolio? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's some great cash flow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure on the average, like how much you pay for your single families. Oh yeah, that's a fraction of that, right? You paying 70K, we could probably find you something for less than 40. And then the rehab is probably less because the rehab you probably putting over 80 to $150,000 into this. With this rehab to make it look luxurious, we talking 30 to 40K. Oh yeah, ROI is crazy. Yeah, on the average, we're talking about at least on the minimum 40%, 60%. So go to these things so that way you can possibly find buyers, right? Now here's the thing: the average assignment fee when it comes to mobile homes per deal is anywhere from on a low end 2,500 to 5K, right? The average assignment fee is on the low end 2,500 to 5K. Now again, you can have some $1,000 over here, 1,500 over here, but 2,500 to 5K. So, for example, let's say here's the thing. Let's say you contacted this month and you contacted over 100 different sellers in your first month, 100 different people, and out of that you found 3 buyers, right? You've 150 100 sellers. So you contacted 100 buyers and you found 3 people that's serious, and you connected and you did 3 deals. And out of them 3 deals, your minimum assignment fee was 5,000. That's a $15,000 a month. $15,000 a month. Now, a lot of y'all like, a lot of y'all can use a $15,000 a month, right? You can use a $15,000 a month. Who can't use a $15,000 a month? Well, here's the thing about wholesaling, right? You have $15,000 a month, and the next month, if you choose to slow up, you can have $1,000 a month. Or it can get slow, but it really depends on what type of work you're gonna put into it. All right. So, man, listen, I really wanted to come on here, man, just show y'all how wholesaling mobile homes while you are in your career is possible, right? But you start small. Like this ain't something you got to have everything up front. Like I think what a lot of times that paralyzes people from taking action is the fact that they get information and they feel like, well, I need all of the information. I need to know A to Z. And it's like, no, you need to start on A because A is going to help you get to B and then B is going to help you get to C. And then when we get to Z, you going to know that because you didn't took all the steps versus learning all of the information. And then what happens is you get scared because it's like, oh, Jay look kind of tough. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if that's in me. But if you would have focused doing each step when Jay came, you'd have been like, oh, okay, all right, this next. Cause I already built the momentum up to get me there. Right. So you got to start small and you want to stay consistent. That's one of the key things, right? You want to start small and you want to stay consistent. You got to stay consistent with this. This ain't no fly by night. For everybody who say this don't work, is because they don't work. They don't work. And it's like for them, it's like, oh, it has to happen in this time. They want to do the minimum. And it's like, oh man, it didn't work. Or a deal went bad. Because you listen, somebody can back out a deal. That's why it's called a deal. That's why you want in your pipeline, you want multiple, because if one falls off, you have more. You got more. Right. So here's the thing. That's why I want to tell you all, man, in the notes, I want to be able to, again, it's Black Friday and I'm doing something crazy right now. A lot of you all always reach out and be like, hey, I need a mentor. Hey, can you be my mentor? Right. And I normally do one-on-one mentor, but I'm opening up my group coaching mentorship for Black Friday. The link is in the description. I'm doing something very special. Man, listen, I know it's that time of year and I love being in an affordable housing industry, but I'm doing something for mentorship. I'm doing something where it's, listen, you join my Elite Squad network, which is our group coaching mentorship. And again, it is pretty much my private community. Get all the answers you need, the mentorship you needed, and you get started for less than $300. $300 for a mentor. I'm gonna leave that with y'all, right? I'm gonna leave that with y'all, man. So again, the link is in the description. You definitely want to go ahead and sign up. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna cap it. It's a very not only a limited time, but I don't want a huge class. So you better take advantage of that. I got y'all covered, man. More YouTube stuff to come. I truly, truly appreciate y'all, man. Listen, do me a favor. Make sure y'all subscribe and like and share this channel. All right. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. I truly, truly appreciate y'all, man. And man, this has always been fun, man. Make sure you all go ahead and watch this replay, how to wholesale mobile homes with a 9 to 5 job, the beginner's guide. Man, y'all already know. God bless y'all. Until next time, let's get it.